Today, Precarious plays Super Mario 3D World.
I think the first word that I came across that was really, really mispronounced by my friends when I was growing up was spaghetti for some reason. You know, Paschetti instead of spaghetti.
Yeah.
That was such a weird thing to mispronounce in my mind. Like, I thought, it's harder to say it the wrong way. Like, Paschetti.
Paschetti.
Because it was always Paschetti, not spaghetti. It was like they putting the P in front of the S. And that was like probably when I would have been like 6 or so, maybe 7.
I don't remember
people
that
were
far
saying
back.
Paschetti. Huh?
I don't remember that far back.
Oh.
For me, that would be several hundred years ago.
Yeah, well, I have a better memory than you. A few thousand years for me.
You old hag.
That is... What? Excuse me.
What a carnival.
Look at that. I'm gonna do one of those really tiny pinches to your arms for that.
No, you know I hate that.
I know.
No, you know I hate that. Stop it. Stop it. I'll give you an elbow chop. I'll chop you with my elbow. I'll chop your elbow with a meat cleaver.
Okay, that's a little violent. I mean, I was talking about like giving you like a really cruel little middle school bully pinch, and you're like, I'm going to...
I just immediately
I'm going to unarm you. I'm going to disarm you.
All right, that's fine. You can give me a mean pinch, but then I'm gonna kick your arm.
Wah!
He's friendly.
Is he now?
No. He's a bully.
Is he a snake charmer?
But he is also a snake, so it's a perversion of nature and you must destroy it.
I don't know. What? Oh. He has a very shiny coat. Snake coats. They're funny. Have you ever seen any funny clothes for ferrets?
This worked with Luigi.
Funny clothes for ferrets are funny because sometimes they don't have armholes at all because it's like ferrets are so weird long.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're funny.
Luigi can just do a spin jump from the ground onto his nose. I could have sworn that I did it. Maybe if I'm behind him? Dang.
Dang.
Well,
Looks like we'll do it a different way. Meow.
gosh. Goosh. Grr. Ah. Come on.
Ah,
Come on.
got it.
Come on. Ah.
Get him! Oh. Got him in one. He was like, those cat toes smell
No,
terrible.
I had already hit him twice.
Oh, fine.
Sorry. I probably should have just let myself have that one. Be like, yeah, I kicked his ass. I'm the best at this.
Wow, this is a pretty carnival.
Yeah. And it's weird because this is just sort of like a kind of... It feels sort of out of place like double boss battle. Mm-hmm. Double boss stage because you go from saving one of the princesses in the... Or one of the fairy... Are they princesses?
We'll go with fairy.
When you save one of the fairies... and then you immediately come here and then have a boss fight.
Yay! But I don't know what a live-action Mario movie would be like. It is hard for me to... They would either have to make it real somehow, which I find that Mario makes so little
broken.
sense that you'd have to really like come up with, game show set, or we get troned into a computer world that we have to escape from, or I don't know. Like, I can't. Like, why would you want to? Really? Tell me why I would want to see this live action. I mean, other than making, like, I think a stage production would be more fun, don't you? Like a Broadway-style stage production.
You know what? That would work a lot better because then they could borrow a lot of the aesthetics from Super Mario Bros. 3.
Well,
I think that's the one that is very famously...
I mean, I think just, like... yeah, that's how they would probably have to do it. They would have to do it like a stage production.
Is there a secret down there, or is that death?
I don't know. Oh.
Okay.
But
No secret, no death.
They would have to do it like a Broadway style, like Lion King, huge props, goofy sets thing, and just present it as is. Just go along with Mario on one of his stories, and you see it presented as a play. And then they would, film that in a way that is good for movies, and it would just be cool, like The Lion King on Broadway and stuff like that.
But it would just be
or
fancy.
Like, huh?
You know what?
I think that I would watch that. I would watch the shit out of that.
That is the smart. Oh, I didn't realize they could hurt me. I thought they were my friends. That is the smartest. That is the first like Mario movie pitch I've heard that I would actually want to see.
Somebody make that. I'll go see it. I will spend my money on it. I will spend the money that I make on the watching of that. If I could make it, I probably would. I don't think I have the resources though. But that would be fun. Because then you could present things from like fixed angles and you wouldn't have to like I mean, how many goofy operas have we seen, really? Well, actually, how many goofy... You've seen a couple, right?
Yeah.
And, like, when the Met does them, boy, they go all out. They make all kinds of crazy shit happen. And, like, there's this one where somebody's a bird. I can't remember all of the operas. But operas are crazy. I don't really like operas as the pieces of music because... I don't know. There's something about them that is...
They're a little loud for my taste.
They're loud...
Because I'm an old man.
Yeah, well, no, I don't know. There's some delicate... It depends on what opera, right? But they're almost always in a foreign language. When they're not, they don't seem... It's not the same. So, like, part of it, it seems like it has to be in some strange European language for me. Like, I feel like it needs to be. But at the same time, that's part of the barrier to it. So usually when I go see an opera that's not, like, huge, crazy production value opera, like, say, a college is presenting an opera or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I've gone to a few of those with my... Oh, he's upset.
Oh, he's just cute.
No, he's upset. He's like, I'm so tired. They keep making me walk this way.
Oh, he's just an
And it's
ant.
sharp down here. Oh. But anyways, so I don't like just listening to opera because I find it difficult to follow unless you have a program to read. It's difficult to see what's going on. I mean, the musicianship is really impressive, but like I can listen to maybe 5 minutes of it and then be like, yeah, that's great musicianship. Okay, that point has been covered. What's next? You know?
I always thought it was funny that one of the big complaints, like the archetypical complaint for music, like rock, especially of the rock variety, is, you crazy kids, turn down your rock and roll, it's too loud. The opera's fucking loud.
Yeah, it's all loud, man. If you play loud, it's loud. It's not
I'm
not
just
particularly
saying,
loud.
like because of the style and the size often of the people performing, they've got some
pipes.
Yeah.
Got some awesome ass pipes. Like, it's impressive. Opera's impressive, but it's like fucking always 300 hours long. And like it's the goofiest story too. I mean,
what was the one
I can't really talk because I like anime and those are the goofiest fucking stories, but you know. No, they're goofy. Like, the last thing that I saw that wasn't particularly goofy was Space Bros. Not so goofy.
Oh yeah, the story. Well, that's the thing. The story sometimes isn't very goofy, but even then, usually if the story isn't just inherently just wacky, then they usually throw in some wacky elements just to keep everybody on their toes. Because Space Bro had like the part where Muda. Spoilers for Space Brothers, which is excellent. Go watch it.
Yeah.
But Space Brothers had a part where Muda saves a not a convenience store, but like a diner.
Yeah!
By like headbutting that guy accidentally.
I forgot about that. That is really goofy. But the plot isn't, like, it's an interesting story. I mean, it's just a story of a man trying to achieve his dreams, you know?
Yeah.
Someone getting a late start, which is really kind of cool. But yeah, it's a great story. And I'm not saying that opera isn't, but unlike anime with subtitles, usually, like, often enough, because of the musical nature of it, sometimes they have you hold out a word for like a minute or something. So you're like, I love love you. And it just like goes up and down, and it's fun, it's great, okay? It's hard as fuck, and it's difficult, it's interesting, whatever, but man, I can't, like, if you put subtitles on it, it doesn't really improve it, because the plot is kind of a short plot, and it's more colored by the moods of people as they sing. So, you know, you're into a scene, and someone is declaring their love for somebody else, right? And the scene is maybe a 5-minute scene, and that's all that happens. So the subtitle for it is like, I love you, you know?
Yeah.
So it's not, I mean, sometimes it's more than that, but like, you end up with situations where they just sing, I love you too, I love you, I love you too, I love you too, we love each other, everything is great. You know?
Yeah.
And they just spend a little while singing about that because they're fucking happy, they're in love, what are you gonna do? But when it's in a different language and then they have to translate it, you're sitting there staring at the same sort of subtitles. So the most efficient way to get a plot of an opera to you is usually like a synopsis of the different acts in a little pamphlet that they give you when you go there, like the little program.
Tell me about the one that you saw that had like the...
Oh, like the simulcast from the Met?
Was that... I'm talking about the one that it was like there was an army and like the company...
Le Fille du Regiment, the daughter of the regiment.
The company... Or I guess the regiment adopts a girl.
Yeah, they find a girl and they're like, they adopt her. So
that would make an excellent anime.
Yeah,
actually.
it would be a great anime. It was pretty fun to watch because of the high production value, and you could really tell what was going on. And I didn't spend the whole time looking at the program. I read the synopsis, and based on what was happening on stage, I could really follow what was going on, so which part they were singing about. But usually what happens is you read that synopsis and you kind of try to follow along, and you're like, is this where they're killing each other? Or is this the part where they say they love each other? You know, so you end up kind of lost, and it's like, it's a chore. It's freaking homework, you know? So I don't like operas as much, but the high production value of something like that is super fun for me to watch. So when it's like, you know, operas at the Met, it's like, oh, it's so great. So the one that I watched, they had them going through local theaters, so it's not like I've actually been to the Met or anything, but it was really cool because they, I don't think they broadcasted it simultaneously, but they had a recording of it and they played it like in a really good theater, and they sold like tickets to it like it was halfway between a movie and a play, more or less, that you would go see.
Yeah. And
it was just in really, really high definition, and it was called The Daughter of the Regiment, and there's this regiment that, and I can't remember what war because details like that escape me, but there's just this little girl and ends up getting raised by an entire regiment of soldiers, so she's got like freaking a million dads, and then, you know, she's growing up, she comes of age, and then she starts to fall in love with somebody, and like all the dads are like, harumph, you have a boyfriend. Like, it's a situation where you have like so many dads, and like she's just going through usual girl stuff, but it's in this just dumbass situation, like, why? And it's just really great.